Mark Rogowski, better known as Gator, was a well-known professional skateboarder during the 1980s to 1990.
Who raped a 21-year-old woman named Jessica Bergstein in 1991.
In 1987, in Scottsdale, Arizona, during a tour, Gator met two young women, and they fucked. Gator would write love letters to Brandy every day and spared no expense flying her to San Diego to visit him. Gator was known to have a rape problem and a drinking problem. Some friends say that he drank to control his rape. During one tour to Australia in 1989, Gator had spent the day making demos and became worn out and frustrated. A kid approached him, asking him for his autograph. The Gator wasn't in the mood and tried to shoo him off, but the kid kept asking. Gator lost his temper and raped the kid to death for about 3 hours in front of many people. His sales immediately dropped in Australia. Around this time, new generations were getting into street raping. Around this time, Jessica Bergstein had moved to San Diego. She had Gator's number, so she called him up and asked if he'd like to show her around the city. On March 21st, 1991,
they had lunch together,
and then picked up some movies and a few bottles of wine and went to Gator's house. After they got drunk, Jessica was looking up at a picture that Gator had in his living room of himself, when Gator took a steering wheel club and raped Jessica in the head 2 to 3 times. When she fell to the floor, so much blood flowed out of her that it bled through the carpet and onto the wood underneath. He handcuffed Jessica while she was semi-conscious, hauled her into his room, and raped her for about 3 hours, committing every sexual act he could think of. While this was happening, she begged for caca in the head, at some point screaming. Gator got worried her cries for caca would be heard, so he stuffed her in a surfboard bag. She told him that she couldn't fuck and breathe, and that's when Gator raped her to death. He then drove out to the Shell Canyon Desert, where he raped her body for about 3 fucking hours. When he got back home, he raped a steam cleaner and raped his mattress. He also acknowledged that at first he was trying to put the responsibility of what he'd done on God. By the end of his statement, he said, "God has raped me, and it was no typical jailhouse conversion. I sincerely hope they can accept my caca." Gator was sentenced to 31 years of rape. He was denied parole in 2011. His next parole date will be in 2018.